My first question is, the series teaches kids and adults the important lessons of diversity and acceptance through heart and humor and all the adventures that across the land. So my first question is, what else do you hope kids and families or adults take away from watching this series?
Oh, wow, great question. What else? Oh, geez. Okay. Yeah. I've always thought that the show is about family and adventure and love, but it's also about how to be a good adult, essentially, how to be a good human. And as I've said, I think that being a knight is about helping others. So in that way, it's a role of service, and it's a powerful position. So I'm also hoping that kids get a sense of when you're in a position of power, it's ever more important to do the right thing. And hopefully by the end of the series, they'll get a lesson that I believe in very strongly, which is doing the right thing whether someone's watching or not. Because that's when you truly, truly feel it, and it's part of who you are.
Yeah, yeah. Daniel, how did you come up with some of the characters for the series, and how did you get the amazing, talented voice actors to be part of this show?
Yeah, well, for the latter, we're very lucky. There's no way around that. We've gotten very lucky. And I hope and somewhat think that maybe we got lucky because some of the actors believe in the messaging. Um, but the characters, we draw a lot from classic fairy tales.
Mhm.
Our core family is original and unique, but pretty much everyone else they interact with is drawn from some other fairy tale that I'd read or studied at some point. Um, and I don't know, the grunt, for example, is just kind of based on the character that I want to write for, you know? And one of the beautiful parts about having a second season is now these characters are more fully formed in my mind.
Mhm.
Now I know what TR is going to sound like as Sir Cedric and what Sir Cedric's going to look like. So it's easier to get into that state of flow where you're imagining yourself in these scenes as these characters, and I know what they look like and sound like. So that's been so much more fun.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
TR Knight, what about the Bravest Knight has your heart, and why were you so excited to sign on to this role?
I think nice to meet you, first of all. I think that I not seeing myself growing up in not seeing anything that does something to you. That still stays with me, even though I'm 51 now, and it's like it that stays with you. It just you can't quite ever shake it because, and then also just being told that being told that, at least in my experience growing up, that happiness really wasn't a possibility is a hard, that's hard to get over. And it's not true. And as I found out. And so that is so to be a part of something where it can just it's it reflects just how life is in a fairy tale land, but that the importance is being kind. The importance is um, having empathy. The importance is trying to, even though it may be hard, and even though you were not given the tools maybe growing up to really understand what someone else might be going through, that in a small way that this can help teach that, and this can help be a part of of changing that for other people. I mean, that's a huge goal, that's a huge hope, but I think that is the overall kind of driving aspect.
Thank you. Oh, I 100% agree. For you, what is the most unique thing that you discovered about your character while preparing for this role?
Oh, I think that I love in his generosity that he doesn't even realize, I
Yeah.
think, that he has this generosity. I think that he he's trying to share what someone has shared with him. He's trying to pass on the lessons that he not only has learned, but the lessons that, he has been guided as well. And so that idea of passing on this knowledge, passing on this kindness, passing on everything that kind of comes along with that, I think that that's I, I like that he is so focused on the core, that I think he doesn't understand everything else that kind of blooms around that, if that makes sense. I don't know if my words
No,
might be in
definitely.
salad form, but I'm trying to get across that idea.
I love it. Daniel, if you could describe the series in just 3 words, what would your 3 words be?
Fairy tale, adventure, family. Unless it has to be a coherent phrase,
Yeah.
I'd go, all right, yeah, that's what I'd go with. Yeah, not necessarily in that order, but those
No,
are
I
the
love
big
it.
things.
Um, TR Knight, if you could have voiced any other character, or a new character from season 2, who would you have wanted to voice?
I
Oh,
love these questions. I love getting to hear this answer.
I wouldn't dream of I wouldn't dream of wanting to. No, I can't. This Cedric is a dream to play. So no, yeah, I just I don't. Sorry.
Okay. No, no, that's
I'm not, I am unfortunately unable to answer the question because it is just such uh, I still can't quite believe that I was a part of season one. So let alone to be a part of season two, it is I wouldn't dare. I would
okay. Also, any challenges taking on your role, or when you get the script, any improv, or do you just stick with the script and what you're given?
I think for that latter question, I think that wait, what was the first part of the question? I'm so sorry.
Any challenges taking on
Challenges.
the role?
I think the challenge is always just you really want to like make sure that you are in your interpretation, that you are not deviating from what Daniel, what Shabnam, what Big Bad Boo and Hulu want to, you know, you want to make sure that your part of telling the story does not hinder anything. And I think also, I think there are some actors who are brilliant at improvising. I think that that's not one of my strong or gifts, I should say. I think what I have spent my life kind of in acting trying to do is make sure the interpretation of the text, that I can be as elastic as possible in the interpretation um, uh, so that when it's especially maybe in everything, but also there's a special thing that happens with voice acting when it's just that there is such an elasticity with the drawing that you want to be able to help because there's that kind of freedom that the with it being drawn, with it being created, that you just want to be able to help serve that, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
I
Well,
wanted
there's
to add something real
oh
quick,
yes,
if you don't
go.
mind, because TR in the booth, he did it infrequently enough that he kept my ego intact as the writer, which I appreciate. But when when TR makes a change, it's always with this writer sensibility that makes me. I know he's a storyteller, and you can tell from the edits he makes, and it always makes it stronger when he does. So I just need to make that clear. His always stood out to me, his slight tweaks and changes as being so thoughtful and spot on. And immediately I can't say anything to it, but yep, you're right. Yeah, let's do it that way.
It's always in the form of a question. This is
Yes,
important.
that's true. It's true.
It has to be in the form of a question.
True, which is kind as well. Yeah, thank you for that.
Well, they're saying my time is up, so thank you so
Oh,
much. I
no.
want to say we watched season 2 over the weekend, and I have 2 children, a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old in it. I think this show is so important, and I think it brings up good conversation. And I think, for the world we live in, I just think we need to see this. And we really enjoyed it, and I just want to tell you that. And
Thank you.
we love your little character in the back, Daniel. And
Oh,
oh my gosh,
thanks.
yes, and that's Bobby Moynihan, right?
Yep,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
Bobby. Yep.
Yeah, the show is fantastic. So congratulations and thank you to you both.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank
much.
Happy
you.
holidays.
You too. Thank you. Happy holidays.